Good evening, afternoon. Happy Sunday, everybody. Today, I want to bring the attention of this wonderful, beautiful black queen, Amanda Seals. This program going to be based on why black people, and I don't want to use that word, why people of color, our people, are so different, are so divided, and have so many different ideologies without actually making people accountable for things that really affect us as a people, meaning our resources, our education, our family upbringing, our generational dysfunctions, a lot of stuff that we can all relate to in some shape, form, or fashion. Seems to me that the lack of education, the lack of not knowing who we really are, not knowing anything about our ancestors, but what was told to us through poor education, through their education, for keeping us minimalized in our thinking ability. This would differentiate that, yes, some people do make it. But is it a selfish ideology that, yes, I made it, so you can't? People such as me and Amanda Seals and a lot more other people, we are not just thinking about ourselves. We're thinking about our people around us, people that are suffering, people that's incarcerated, people that's on drugs, people that are homeless, people that other people point the finger like they're better than them when anybody can be at the bottom. We have to learn to stop pointing fingers of denial and understand what is the root of the particular problem on why our people are the way they are, why they think the way they think, why they have this survival skill mentality to survive in a system that was built to control and to keep you incarcerated mentally and also as a slave to the system, period. Without me getting any more in depth, I want to show you an episode of Amanda Seals debating with 20, I'm not going to say conservative, but other black people, just to see where their mind frame. And this would be a piece by piece. So to no further ado, let's start with the introduction.
My first claim is it is undeniable that reparations are just and necessary.
All right, reparations, fair, necessary. My question would be who's going to get it? Why would they get it? And how long are we going to sit here focusing on trying to get reparations? It's been how many years since slavery? 150 years, 1865? Whenever there's a real thing that this country wants to do, they do it. Stop Asian hate. Okay, there's a problem with the Asian hate. Let's draft a bill, sign it, and it's done. Anything that needs to be done is done. With us, it's a carrot they dangle in front of us that they don't really want to do. And it's not going to help. We need education. Oh, it's not going to help. No, it's not. We need education. Getting a check from the government is not going to do that. And we need proper education. A lot of us go to these institutions where we're not really prepared, we're not really focused, and we don't get things that'll help us in the real world. So, if you want to help black people, a check from the government, from our tax dollars is going to get raised because, let's be clear, everybody in here is black. We all American. We all got to pay taxes. It'll go to that. So I don't really see how this is going to help us at all.
Okay. Well, first I'll start with it will help on even just a moral level. The reality is that the United States has become very comfortable with the fact that it does not consider black people equal, and it shows that in many ways that I'm sure we will discuss over the course of today. But ultimately, there has not been a committed, concerted effort to shifting the mindset around the use of black people as a labor force in this nation back when it was slavery, now in the use of slavery as slave labor in prisons. So on a basic cultural level, reparations are an act of repair. They are an effort to say, our bad, we see you now. We have seen that done with Japanese folks who were put in internment camps. We have seen that done with Jewish folks. We have seen that done even in the case of slave owners who received reparations. When it comes to the use of tax dollars to pay reparations, and this is going to come up a lot today, it's a matter of values, right? For me, my value system circulates around the fact that I think that as a community, we should all be engaged in repair for our community. So I don't think there should be any problem with there being tax dollars spent at repairing consistent efforts that have been made to impede black people. So the reparations you're talking about are not just related to slavery. There's reparations that have been discussed all over this nation in different communities as it relates to particular massacres, as it relates to redlining and the impediment of black people to earn wealth by having property. There's been impediments in various ways that can be repaired. And I want to also just add, there's reparations that are considered a cash payment from a government. There's also the version of reparations that shows up in how funds are applicated to specific groups of people. So there's multiple ways in which what you're stating cannot happen could very well happen.
Okay, now as far as the money going towards certain things is going to help us, let's look at Baltimore Public Schools. They get, I think, the third most money per pupil in the US of A, like $15,000 per student, but yet the majority of the population that comes from that environment can't read. They're illiterate. So we're dumping money on the situation, yes, but yet we're not getting the results we should get from it. Money's not going to help the thing. We need to just focus on what we need to focus on. As far as black people being labor force of this country, what else are we doing? We got 25% of us on some kind of government assistance. 1 out of every 3 black men will go to jail. We got to do something. We got to work with our hands, work with tools, do something, because we're not doing much of anything. And also, one more piece here. Reparations, again, always anchored in front of us, never going to happen. As long as you've been living, as long as I've been living, as long as everybody been living, they say we need it, we need it, we need it, and it never gets done. One more piece.
You just said one more piece, then you added another one.
I promise.
So hold on to it. No, hold on to it.
I'm gonna land the plane. I'm gonna land the plane. I promise. Reparations is a thing. Like I said, it's a carrot that's dangling in front of us. They're never really going to get it done. And if it was going to get done, it would have already been done. It's just something that they're using to try and make us stay Democrat. That's what I want to say.
The time is 4:00 p.m.
This is not partisan. This is black partisan, baby. Okay?
Well,
this is not partisan.
Who do we vote for? Who do we vote for 90% of the time? There's no incentive.
To be quite honest, you're not talking to a Democrat. You're talking to a radical.
Okay, but
Let's land this plane very quickly.
Who do we vote for?
Let's land this plane quickly.
Who do we vote for?
You're talking to a radical, not a Democrat.
Okay, and you are your own person.
Let me tell you
who do
something
we vote
now.
for?
I don't know what they told you, but if they told you that cutting me off is how we're going to get clicks, stop it now.
Oh no.
That's not how we're going to. That's not how we're going to enter.
We having a debate.
A debate does not require continuously cutting somebody off.
Okay, no problem.
Now I do want to state this. You're stating things as it relates to how money is not fixing a problem without acknowledging the fact that the problem doesn't exist in a vacuum and that there are so many other factors that are determining how that money is getting spent to impede it from actually fixing a problem. You can put all the money into Baltimore Public Schools you want, but if you are also putting all this money into policing, into communities that are not getting resources, then you are also creating your own conundrum. The other part of this is that when you're saying they, the they is a broad context. And the last part of this that I will say is that you keep saying they're dangling this in our face. They're dangling in our face. Slavery lasted for 400 years. It hasn't even been 400 years since slavery. So should we be only fighting for a quarter of the time to get repair?
All right, I'm so sorry.
Okay. That's the first episode of A Man to See Her. And like I said, this woman is amazing. I hope that you took the time to really listen to this, because to give you my conception on both of them, what they were trying to explain, and I don't know why people don't see this the same way. On the other hand, this man was sitting here complaining about education. I agree with that. We do need more education. But here's the downfall. We I'm not going to say me, I don't feel like their education is doing us any favors in the first place. So it's up to us to start educating ourselves. But we have to educate ourselves not with the same education that they've been giving us, but the new self-mind, we have to depend on each other. I know a lot of people is not where I'm at. And I don't feel like I should have to be a billionaire for someone to listen to the truth. There's no one is better than anyone else. We have the people need to stop thinking that you are better or you are more valuable than the next person. One thing this system needs is followers. People that shut up and do what they was told to do. If you're happy for being paid just to be a follower, just to be going through the motions, being a good tool for the system, and depriving everyone else a right to live, a right to live in a society that actually belongs to us, and not live in a society where you have to pay someone to live. This is the concept people is not really understanding what Amanda Seals is trying to explain, and I am as well. You can keep that same education that they done force fed us and feel like you can tell every child to go to school, get an education, and become successful in society. The only way you become successful in this society is being a tool. Most communities that's building each other up are becoming successful, but at the same time been met with all type of red flags that majority of our people do not know anything about because we are too busy arguing a belief. I feel. We have to stop thinking it's all about individual you. If anyone has anything to add to this, feel free. I am open to any conversation when it comes to unifying black people. We have to stop putting ourselves on a pedestal and